Hey everybody, this is your girl As Dion, and I'm here to give a prophetic word on kingdom marriages. So I'm about to come at you guys real. I'm not about to sugarcoat nothing. My methods might be a little unorthodox, but God chose me to deliver this to you guys. I've been prophetic my whole life, and to be honest with you, I've been running from the calling because it's very heavy. It's very heavy. I am a certified life coach. So far, I have coached 5 different women into beautiful, successful relationships, which was not my goal. I came to empower women, not to be a relationship coach, but I'm realizing that I have a gift in this area, even though it's not my main area. So I'm here to share it with you. Actually, what made me decide to jump into my calling was listening to Dr. Umar Johnson talk about sinners. And if you saw the movie, he was just talking about how Sammy had a choice to use his gift for God or use his gift for the secular, and that how we have these gifts from God and what you're going to do with it. And it just spoke to me because I really want to help you guys. I think it's just time because the enemy is playing a lot of games. He's working overtime to keep kingdom marriages apart. And I hope whoever sees this word that you feel blessed, because let's just keep it real, ladies. You know, there's more women on the earth than men, and not everybody's gonna get married. Like I told you, we keeping it real. We not sugarcoating nothing. A lot of women are not gonna end up with a husband. There's gonna be some women who will never have a boyfriend, never get married, never have children, will never know what true love is, never experience true affection from a man. But I'm here to declare to you that's not your story. Um, and so I can give you a little thing about me before we start. You gonna see me. I'm a Christian, and I'm working on becoming better. I do cuss. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do cuss. And if you look at my channel, I am reviewing Zeus Baddies Africa. You're gonna say, why would a Christian review that? I'm giving you my take on it because there's a lot of young women my age, because I'm in my mid-30s, that's still living this lifestyle, that's dealing with situations that's in real life, that's just like what you see on the TV. You know what I'm saying? So, hold on one second, y'all. Okay, yeah, sorry. I thought somebody was trying to call me. So yeah, so we getting down. Okay, we getting down. God is not playing. And this particular word is so heavy that I'm not just reviewing. So basically, God gave me a prophetic word while I was watching the show Forever on Netflix. Beautiful black love story, and he gave me a prophetic word to tell to people. This word is so in depth that I'm not just gonna watch the whole show and give you an over thing. We're gonna break down each episode and to how God is using that to minister to this certain type of woman. Okay, so this is gonna be an 8-part series of getting you ready. The reason why God is going deep and cutting and rooting everything is because this particular woman is a special type of woman. Okay, this woman don't fall under the Ruth and Boaz prophecy. She don't fall under the Esther anointing. She don't fall under the Rachel and Isaac anointing. You know what I'm saying? This woman here been around the block. This word is for women who are promiscuous. This word is for the woman who was a hoe. This is for the women who've been raped when they were children. This word is for the woman that probably have done something strange for a piece of change. Okay, this woman is the woman who then gave up, who love God but just gave up and just said, God, you ain't got nothing for me. Ain't no good men out here. Let me just do what I gotta do. The woman who don't feel that she needs to preserve herself because he wants some booty. Let me just bang on him and he gonna pay a bill. This is this woman. But this woman has gifts. This woman has talent. And the reason why God is coming to redeem this woman, because God is looking at her heart posture. And he's saying that the reason why she's acting like this is because she's been hurt over her life. She's been betrayed. She done got into a lot of relationships and the men done dogged her, used her. She's never been loved correctly. So she just don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? She's lost. And then it don't help with the gender war that's going on social media. You know, telling you, you know, oh, pimp these niggas, they ain't nothing. Or the men talking about she not a 10 or whatever. All that don't matter. You know, this is the woman who, like I told you, like this is the woman who, you know, got a high body count. You know, who society says, oh, you know, don't wife her or she ain't. This is for this. And then I said, well, God, why would we watch this show to minister to that? Because it's about some teenagers. But what went down in the show made me be like, oh, wow, this is a special type of word. And I'm not even going to lie to you, ladies. I kind of fall under this category. And so, you know, of just having, because I was bullied as a child. You know, I had to fight a lot, men putting their hands on me. So I went about love from the start totally wrong. Didn't think I was beautiful. You know, like I said, like when I was younger, I was really that girl. If I showed you a picture, you're like, oh my God, you were gorgeous. Didn't know it. Gave my worth away so many times. You know, did not value myself. And so this word is for her. And God is here to tell you, baby, that he got a special man for you. And this man is so special. He's that guy. He really is that guy. He's so bomb that God got to mentally prepare you to be with him, because if you don't heal, you gonna mess it up. You gonna mess it up. And I know sometimes we hear, oh, what God got from you can't nobody take. That's a damn lie. You can't mess it up. So I'm here to make sure you don't mess it up, because it's your season. It's your season. So we're going to get started, y'all. Netflix show Forever, episode 1. So basically the show started off in 2018. So I don't, you know, like I told you, I haven't even went ahead. I'm watching each episode and I'm giving you a prophetic word. So we start in 2018, right? So it's New Year's Day. So this is basically New Year's Eve going into New Year's Day. So right there, you need to shout, because what do the new year represent? It's a new year. It's a new season. It's the end of the old and the beginning of the new. So right now, you just need to shout, because God is telling you that whatever you did in your past is the past. You about to enter into a new cycle. You about to enter into a new season. You have been chosen to enter into this new season that God is matchmaking for you. Like if you watch Bridgerton, you know how in every season of Bridgerton, it's whatever Bridgerton child, that's their season. Like how the first season it was all about Daphne. Then the second season it was all about her older brother with the Indian girl. Then the third season it was about her brother with Penelope. So this season, this year, this 2018 in the show, this is your season to be chosen. You know what I'm saying? You have entered into the courtship, sweetheart. So that alone, you need to shout and say hallelujah. Okay? So the episode begins with Justin, right? So he is the male protagonist of the show. Justin is a teenage black boy from Hollywood Hills. So they all live in LA. So basically he has 2 black parents, you know. You could tell, like, I don't know what the dad do because they never specified it, but that mom, you know, she's the more serious parent. The dad, he's the more laid back, chill one. And so, you know, so basically Justin, you know, he plays basketball and all that, and he gets invited to a party. So he goes to his mom. He's like, hey, mom, I want to go to the party. She's like, well, who's throwing it? What's going on? He's like, I don't know. I just want to go. They arguing, but they dad was like, you know, chill out. He can go to the party, whatever. So he go to the party, and this is something that the dad said, right? So the dad said, hey, you know, when you get to this party, don't be messing around with them white girls, you know? And so another thing too, and let's get spiritual. You know, we know that a lot of times when we have good black men that come from, you know, well-to-do families, or they're rich, or they're athletic, or whatever, you notice that, you know, society always puts white girls around them. You know, no shade to the white girls in here, but we know how they get down. You know, it's just a money transfer. So they just make sure that all that money that they give to the Negro goes back to the white community. You know what I'm saying? So, and also too, we just know how they get all the rape allegations, you know, all that. So he just said he told him no white women. So he was just like the guiding voice, you know. So basically, so Justin, you know, cute boy, he goes to the party in Hollywood Hills. And then, you know, he's immediately approached by two white girls. You know, they cute. You know, there was like a little fondue, cheese fondue stand over there. They had some on their stick like, hey, you want some? They flirting with him. Justin, remember what his dad said, you know, lead them strange women alone. And, you know, like I said, them strange women could signify, you know, the counterfeits, you know, the hoes that be around your man, or, you know, Satan trying to, because, you know, the world is ruled by Satan. So how society want to impose their views on you and put certain people in front of you, telling you that you should date this certain type of man, or you should date this certain type of woman. Don't give this person a chance. You know, they don't match your fly, even though they match you spiritually. Don't look at the spiritual person. You know, look at this person here. Like, look at these white women, you know. If you with them, that shows status. That shows that you got money. But he ignore him. He like, no. So as he turns him down, his friend Darius walks up. And you know what, Darius, he's cute to me. I feel like he remind me of like a young Morris Chestnut. I feel like when he get older and he get buff, he gonna look like Morris Chestnut. But anyway, Darius walks up and you could just tell, like, Darius, I don't know if I want to say this, but you could tell Darius is kind of like an Oreo. Like, if you watch the remake of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like how Carlton act, like that's how Darius acts. You could just tell he's just sold out. You know, he the Uncle Ruckus of the show. You know what I'm saying? He's the Uncle Tom. That's the vibe he was giving me. But, you know, he's like, hey, you know, you need to mess around with these chicks. What you doing? And, you know, he making fun of Justin, calling him a virgin. We find out that Justin's a virgin, which is very significant. And so he's like, oh, you know, trying to persuade him, just like, man, I'm cool. You feel I ain't tripping. So basically the party is being held at Chloe's house. Chloe is a white girl and, you know, the party's at her house. So, you know, Darius introduces him to Chloe, and then you know, there's a game going around telling him you need to put your name in a hat. So I guess this is like a sex game, and this game been around for a while. Like I remember people talking about this when I was a teenager. Basically, you put your name in a hat. You know, the girl or guy picks whoever the partner is. They go in the corner. They might kiss. Darius hinted like, hey, you might even get some oral sex. You know, oral sex from the girls. Hopefully, you get your name in there. But you could just tell, like, Justin, like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. But you can tell he don't really want to do it. So as you know, Darius goes around the party, you know, making his rounds. In walks Keisha. You know, Keisha is the girl of the show. So as soon as Justin sees Keisha, he like, oh my God. You know, like I said, Justin, a little cute little light skinned boy. Keisha, a pretty little dark skinned girl, you know, giving us like Moesha vibes from the 90s, that type of thing. So Justin sees her. He's like, oh man, she's cute. And so come to find out, Keisha knows Chloe. So they, hey girl, what's up? Woo, woo, woo. So, you know, Justin, he in the party, he doing his thing. And then Keisha walks up on him. Now, so Keisha, you know, like I said, she's smart, whatever, but Keisha don't, okay, I'm jumping ahead of the story. So, Keisha basically approached Justin and be like, hey, you don't remember me. So Justin like, what you mean I don't remember you? Like, who are you? So she just let him know that, like, hey, I remember we went to elementary school together. He's like, oh, snap, Keisha. She's like, and so Keisha like, yeah, I never forgot you. You know, I remember everything about you. Your favorite color is green. You like Buzz Lightyear. You know, you did all these things. So the first episode, ironically, is called Reunion. The reason why I had to pause on this, because this is where Allie has to decrease and the Lord has to increase. Because if you watch those million kingdom spouse videos, they be talking about, oh, your kingdom spouse is a man you already know, you fell out, he didn't know you, and all that. And I just feel like it's just a setup to get with your toxic ex. And so in this part, I had to really describe to y'all, because I don't want y'all getting back with anybody. This is toxic. This is not a toxic situation. So basically, Justin was like, "Oh, I do remember you now. Like, yeah, you were cool." And so Justin ended up moving. I guess his parents must have got a good job or something like that. They ended up moving to Hollywood Hills, and Keisha got stuck in the hood or whatever. But this is so deep right here, because I truly believe, God, I truly believe that whoever hears this, you do know your kingdom spouse. You don't know him. But I don't believe that. You know what? I can't even say that. I can't even say that. I will say this though. If God is not going to give you somebody that beated on you, cheated on you constantly, stole money, ruined your credit, impregnated your cousin, no. He that's not the person. And I had to make that a disclaimer, because a lot of times when we are in relationships and we get the bad end of the stick, where we gave too much, they gave nothing, they destroyed us, and they seem perfectly okay. Nobody wants to accept that they were used. Nobody wants to accept that they were treated like a piece of trash. So we always in the back of our mind hope, like, oh, maybe they'll one day just see the error of their ways, and say that they love me and come back and really do right. That's not that person. This is a person who maybe you had a brief encounter with. Maybe things were going really good and then they disappeared. You never heard from them again. Or y'all liked each other, but for some reason, nothing never got cracking. And then y'all end up splitting up or something like that. That's this type of person, okay? This is this type of person. This is not somebody that you got trauma with, okay? This is just somebody who you like, dang, I thought he was cute. I was going to talk to him, but then his mom died and he moved to Milwaukee or some shit. Like that's this person, okay? Because I don't believe God would have you with somebody who destroyed you or almost killed you. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. I don't believe that God would have you with somebody who gave you a nervous breakdown. But I can't lie. I can't, that's how I said this is God, because I would never have thought, when it said reunion, I'm like, okay, whatever. But this is somebody that she knew before, that she liked. And another thing too, ladies, that's why you got to pray for your kingdom spouse. Because Shemana Bosha, you might be the one that got the prophetic gift. You might be the advisor in this relationship that could foresee. So Keisha not even knowing that when she saw him, she knew it was something about him. He wasn't paying no attention to Keisha. He didn't even know Keisha existed like that. He said, we was cool, but I wasn't even checking for you like that. You feel me? I thought you was cool, but I wasn't on you like that. But she liked him then. She saw him and she knew immediately. So I'm like, okay, so I felt like that was something significant. So I believe that you're gonna have the feeling. You're gonna look at that man and say, there's something. Your intuition gonna kick in like, hey, this person right here, like that's not over. You know what I'm saying? There's something to that person. Or God gonna speak to you like, should I give that person another chance? God say, yeah, most likely, yeah. Remind you, it's not the cute toxic dude with the six pack abs that did you dirty. It's not. No, it's none of that. It's none of that. It's somebody who it was good, but it never went nowhere. And y'all both left and something like that, and they coming back. Okay. So, I said, okay, so it's like that. I have to make that a disclaimer. So he's like, wow, so they getting to know each other. They at the party. And so, now it's time to play that game. I was talking to you about the game about, the names in the hat. So as that's going on, Justin like, man, I don't want to play this game. Like, no. So he like, come on, Keisha, let's hide. So that way they don't have you go out with nobody and I ain't got to try to kiss nobody, whatever. So they go in the little corner and, it's time for New Year's. Woo! So then Justin kisses her. I'm like, that's right, Justin, you take the lead. And so she's happy, like they kiss and whatever. And so after that, they must have exchanged numbers. So when he go home, he texts Keisha and asks her could they hang out, but they FaceTime. Keisha, he like, let's go on a date. Keisha like, yeah, let's go. So right here, this point, right? when you meet your kingdom spouse, like when he saw Keisha, he was ready. He like, oh man, I like Keisha. Like, let's go. It's gonna be instant. It's gonna be instant. And not instant in that sense, but they're dating. But you see how he went playing with Keisha. He saw Keisha. He got that number, called her immediately after the party and said, let's go on a date. Your kingdom spouse is not gonna play with you like that. He gonna see you and know. He like, he ain't gonna waste no time with you. So if you date anybody and it just seemed like it's so hard, like you like, hey, when we gonna go on a date? They not giving you no time. They not trying to meet up, or they being flaky, or it's weeks, or like he ain't it. This person got it going on. And at first you're gonna be tripping because like I said, Justin cute, Justin is rich, but then the flip side about it, remember I told you he was a virgin, so that let me know that they were saying that Justin is pure. So God is giving you a man that got a pure heart that's in Christ. God is giving you a man that hasn't been touched by the world. But he's giving you a man that got influence. And this is why you wouldn't have raggedy relationships your whole life, because Satan don't want you with this type of man. He had to distort your image of men so that way when this man come, you wouldn't be able to see him, baby. And I knew all that right there. I said, just in that part, I said, man, this is deep, okay? You feel me? Because they let me know in the title that she come from the hood. So I already knew what her problems was going to be right off the bat, but I ain't going to jump ahead. But just because there's trauma when you grow up in poverty. It's trauma when you grow up in the hood, versus somebody who grows up in abundance. You know what I'm saying? Like Justin. And just how he just wasn't tripping. But I'm jumping ahead of the story, y'all. So anyway, he goes after that. He said, okay, we're going on this date. He goes so the next day, Justin doing good. You know what I'm saying? He more focused. He was doing his basketball thing and he started practicing. His mama knows that Justin is behaving more. He ain't talking back. He on his goals. So, baby, this is what you gonna bring to him. You gonna bring focus. You know what I'm saying? You gonna bring focus to him. You gonna bring, it's like he was cool, he living his life, but you know how just something be missing. You know how, it'd be a good day and you be like, dang, everybody like something missing. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gonna fit perfectly right in his world, okay? Okay, so here we go. So he told his parents, like, we're gonna go to Fairfax, mom, I'm going out with my friend, we're gonna go to Fairfax, everything cool. Now this is where it started, y'all. This is where the drama, because everything going smooth up to this point. I'm like, okay. So this is when I start peeping her. So by the way, like I said, the boy Justin, his name Justin Edwards, and her name Keisha Clark. Okay. So as they going around the mall shopping or whatever, Justin had, for Christmas, Justin grandparents gave him a gift card to some high-end clothing store that has shoes, duffel bags, hoodies, all that type of stuff. So Justin starts shopping. So Keisha up in the store looking at stuff, whatever. So as he's shopping, he asked Keisha, he like, hey, I got this gift card for my grandparents. I got a lot of money on here. Do you want anything from the store? So Keisha got hesitant and she refuses. At first she's like, no, I'm fine. I don't want anything. Bam. All right. So now this is where the life coach connect. This is where my life coach calling come in. So Keisha not wanting to accept a gift from him. So now this is something in the hood, right? When we grow up in poverty. Keisha told him no. The reason why Keisha told him no is because people who grow up in abundance, they have so much that when they give you something, it don't mean nothing. You just say, hey, I don't care. You ain't gonna miss that. No, absolutely not. And when you grow up in poverty or in lack, you can't even fathom just giving stuff like that away because you don't even know when's the next time. Like if I say no, if I give you this, when's gonna be the next time that I'm gonna receive something? If I give you this sweater, I can't afford to get another one, and so now I'm gonna be cold. No, you can't have it. You are taught to hold on to your stuff because you don't know, so you keep things which should be let go, So that was one part of that, of just saying no. Second, not wanting to owe anybody anything. When we grow up in these hostile informations, people give you stuff, but what they say, oh, now you owe me. I did this for you. Now you owe me. Now you got to give me something back. Either you got to buy me something back, or, women, y'all already know when a man start buying you stuff, what he want, you going to assume that he wants some cootie cat. So now you like, dang, I mean, I like the gifts and perks, but now I feel that I have to, do something to keep this. Like, oh, he put gas in my car. Now I got to give him a hand job and say, oh, no, oh, yeah, what? What? Yep, I went there. Oh, is that vulgar? Allie, why you getting this prophetic word? Let me tell you something, baby. We not sugarcoating nothing. I don't care about let me tell you, some of these prophetic messages on this kingdom marriage is fake. That's why some of y'all ain't met your spouse. Okay, because they talking to you. Yes, God's gonna come and reign. Your kingdom spouse is coming from a cloud, and you're gonna just be the woman I'm speaking of has been messed up. Okay, you've been mentally messed up for a long time. Satan done beat you down in your relationship so bad that you don't even know your worth. If she was healthy, if she came from a environment where there was full and abundance, a man telling her that she was beautiful, that she deserved these things, she would never even deny nothing. She would just accepted it right away and thought nothing of it. Okay, yeah, nigga, I'm sorry, my hood came out. She would have been like, but I was wondering when you was gonna ask me that I want something. That's what you was supposed to do. That's what my daddy do for me and every other man. So the fact that she was like this, I said, oh, I already knew. I said, oh, she was her self-esteem low. I said, she ain't never had no man do nothing. She probably done did some. I already knew it. Right then and there. Just went in that. So she refused at first. He like, nah, babes, it's okay. Like, get what you want. So at first she was going to get two things. But then, once again, she could have got two things, but she only settled on one. Well, let me just get this one because, he asked, but I don't want to be too greedy. And she was afraid of getting more because she didn't want him to be turned off and not mess with her. So she was playing it very small, delicate, just enough to be like, okay. And I just knew. I said, oh my God, my baby girl just got so much low self-esteem. I said, what's going on with her? You know what I'm saying? But how many of us is like that? How many of us be at the job or something, and some man, or, your coworker be like, hey, you want some lunch? And you're just like, no, because you don't want to be a bother, or you just don't want to shake the table, or, and this is, and baby, no, you're going to have to break that. You're going to have to break that, because if you don't break that, you're going to have to break that, because you're never going to know how good your kingdom spouse will do unless you allow him to be that for you. I know that we've been on our own for a very long time, and it's comfort of not opening yourself up to get hurt. How many times we done took a chance on somebody and then they just let us down, so we don't even want to accept nothing no more, because we don't even want. At this point, there's it's not even a threat right now. It's just the thought of doing that again, that you got your heart closed, that you're just turning people down, and so, so that was deep, but, all in that, I call all of that in there. So anyway, so finally, but as he was paying for the stuff, you should have saw the anxiety on her face as he was going to the register and ringing up her stuff. She was just like scared, like, oh, like what if maybe he don't have enough money on the card, or is he going to change his mind and say no? Like, that's all she was thinking. Like, oh, I hope he don't change his mind and say no. And I was just like, oh, like, my heart goes for us girls, especially us black girls, and the black girls, especially for black girls, period, because dating for us is just so much harder. And then for black girls who grew up in the hood, we were taught nothing. We were taught not to expect nothing, not to want anything, to accept crumbs. We were taught to accept crumbs, and God is tired of it. Oh, I want to cry. I want to cry because we were taught to accept crumbs. And we got ourselves in these situations with these men. We got dogged out. And the fact that God is bringing you a man that's so beautiful, He's handsome. I could cry right now because your kingdom spouse is so handsome. And he's virtuous. And God said, you are not going to close your eyes on this earth. You're before you experience this love, you're going to experience this love. And Justin, he's so tender. He's so sweet and he's so tender to this girl. And it's really beautiful to watch. And I'm sorry for crying because I'm jumping ahead, but yeah, it's beautiful, y'all. It's really beautiful. But let me continue. So he buys her the stuff. So after that they have a little good date. So they're walking around. She got her things, and at first she was carrying her bag. So Justin said, he like, no, let me carry, your stuff for you. So she's like shocked, like, oh wow, he's really a gentleman. So Justin is carrying her stuff, and then he holds her hand. They start holding hands as they're walking down the street on their date. So as they're holding their hands, here comes Darius. Here comes Satan. Here comes Satan minions. Here comes those monitoring spirits. And y'all, and the reason why God is getting y'all prepared, because this relationship gonna have a lot of warfare. You're gonna have people who, jumping ahead, this relationship gonna have a lot of warfare. So when Keisha see Darius, she dropped Justin's hand. I said, oof. She dropped Justin's hand because she felt at that moment, I knew it at the store, but the fact that she jumped her hand, dropped Justin's hand in front of Darius, who is, Justin's friend, just showed that she don't feel like she's equal to Justin. She feels like Justin is better than her. She's ashamed that she don't want Justin to start getting teased because he's with her. And so I'm like, damn, So at first I just thought it was just for that reason, just the fact that he rich and I'm poor, people looking at me like I'm beneath him. So I just thought it was just for that reason. So, so Darius, he see them like, okay, y'all hanging out. And he just looking at Keisha all suspect, like he trying to figure out some stuff. I'm like, why are you looking at her like that? So anyway, he ended up leaving. And so they go to a movie theater. And so they're in the movie theater. And, Justin looks at her and Keisha looks at Justin. And Justin just had that look. Like, I know that look, y'all. That look like, ooh, you're just so beautiful. Ooh, I want you right now, look. So they started kissing. And things started getting a little hot and heavy. I'm like, okay, I hope she don't do nothing in the theater. Y'all, okay. Keisha, girl, starts to unbutton Justin's pants. And she starts to give him fellatio. Okay, hello? So I'm like, oh my God, Keisha, no. Just because he bought you some stuff and treated you nice, you don't need to do that. Why? Don't give him fellatio. So that told me two things. That everything I was suspecting that she had low self-esteem and that's what was going on, but it was confirmed when she did, and I said, okay, thank you, Holy Spirit, because I was picking up on that vibe so at the beginning before she started giving fellatio. And that taught me two things. Number one, that she didn't did this before. The way she did it was just like, oh, okay, it was just time to suck some peen like that. I hate to get graphic like that, but I could just tell, and it was like, no, you don't have to do that. And you ladies, let's keep it real. How many of us done busted open on the first day because he took you to Maestro's or something? How many of us had sex with a guy just because he was nice? Bare minimum nice. Y'all, like, I'm here to tell you, I know. Because like I told you, your kingdom spouse gonna be fine. He gonna be the total package. He gonna be a triple threat. He gonna be a male triple threat. A male triple threat is somebody who's fine, got a nice body, and got money, okay? You're gonna be with a triple threat, okay? And he ordained by God. So I don't even know how good it's gonna tell you, So you don't need to do that. You're gonna feel pressured to, because you're going to look at it because, once again, you're coming from a scarcity mindset. Oh my God, he's handsome. He has money. He likes me. Nobody of this caliber has ever liked me like this. If I don't do something to show that I really like him, he's going to leave me. And and that's how she was thinking. That's how you thinking, because you here. If you here and you made it this far, that's how you think. You're going to have to stop that. I know, guys, I know. And sometimes we just be horny, but you're gonna have to learn how to calm. You're gonna have to talk, you're gonna have to learn to talk to your vagina and say, no, no, we gonna be reserving this, we're gonna be holy, we gonna do this for the kingdom of God. You gonna have to talk to your uterus. You're gonna have to talk. No, no, okay? Please, no. So at the end of the day, you don't have to do that. You do not have to give up your body like that to the kingdom spouse. I'm not saying that all of y'all gonna be waiting to marriage, because I'm just gonna be realistic, but just first date, like, no. And I was disappointed. I'm like, damn, you didn't have to do that. But once again, Justin, being a true man of God, he stopped her. She wasn't even down there that long. He stopped her. He was like, stop. And he said, sweetheart, why did you feel the need to do that? He said, did you feel the need to do that just because I bought you something? I said, oh, okay. I said, oh, come through, Holy Spirit. Come through. So she embarrassed. Because it was the truth. She did. But him, he didn't even judge her. He just wanted to know why, baby. Like, what's going on with you in your past that made you feel like you needed to do that? Did you do that because I feel like you're about to? So she gets mad, storms out the theater, starts running. So Justin running behind her. Keisha, at this point, y'all, I can't even lie, Keisha was tripping. Okay? Had she not been with her kingdom spouse, the movie probably would have been over. He probably would have met somebody else. But see, God got the right man for you who's going to be patient. He going to know you're going to be a little jacked up. Even though you working on yourself with God and you healing and you trying to be the best version of your kingdom spouse, I'm going to keep it real, y'all. We can do all that while we're single. We going to think we healed. But you going to really know how healed you are when you actually start dating. When you get with a man that triggers your insecurities, that's going to really tell you if you healed or not. So he catches her. He like, yo, what's going on? So this is where the tea come through. She like, oh, did he tell you? Who? Did Darius tell you about the video? So I'm like, oh, once again, did I not say? I said she must have done this before. But there's a video. So I'm thinking like, wait a minute, did she give Darius some sloppy doppy? Nah, because he probably would have said something off the bat. So he like, I have no idea what she talking about. She like, don't talk to me. Don't call me. I never want to see you again. So she embarrassed. So she breaks up. She tries to stop it. Like, I don't want to see you. I don't need this right now. It's over. Don't contact me. You probably, he probably told you, and that's why you said that to me when I tried to do it. Ain't that what you wanted me for? Justin, like, what is going on? I don't know nothing that you talking about. Baby girl, I like you for you. Like, what are you talking about? So now, in her mind, she like, oh my God, like, now that he's going to find out. And once he finds out, he ain't going to have nothing to do with me. So, pause. Keisha was self-sabotaging. Self-sabotaging. And I know that's pressure, y'all. Ladies, I know that's pressure. That's pressure because who wants to be the one that's responsible for it not working out? Or instead of it being the guy that was a jerk, now you're the jerk. You're the one with the issues. And that's what happens when you are dealing with somebody who's way worse than you. It's easy to say, oh, I'm acting this way because of them. They did this to me, and that's why I'm a mess. But what happens when you meet the man who's okay and now you're the one who's the toxic person? In this situation, Keisha was the toxic person because Justin was cool. She's toxic. And she couldn't handle that. She just had a whole breakdown, whatever. And Justin just trying to talk to her like, baby girl, like, what's going on? Like, let me understand the issue before you just write me off. She ain't trying to hear none of that. She gone. Soon as she left, Darius hits her up. Darius hits up Justin. Hey, dude, I thought I recognized her. Keisha was in a sex tape. So in the video, Keisha giving head to this guy, right? So and Justin's like, oh my God, what's going on? So I'm trying to think. She self-sabotage. She was a sex tape. Blah, blah, blah. So as he goes home, he's trying to call Keisha. She done blocked him on Instagram. She done blocked his number. She's just like, I'm done. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, baby girl. So now that's part one of episode. That's the part one. So part two of episode one, the reunion. Now we going into Keisha's life, and so basically Keisha went there to go cry about the situation. So once again, Keisha, she live in the hood, so she got off somewhere off of Slauson. So Keisha live in South Central Los Angeles, and oh, and by the way, so I forgot this little detail about Keisha's life. So Keisha was going to that hood little elementary school that her and Justin was going to, but she's good at track. So Keisha now goes to a all-girl Catholic school that's good in track. Okay, so she goes there now. So she goes home to cry. Her mama not there. So we find out Keisha she's coming from a single parent household, just the mama, no daddy, which I knew because how she was acting with Justin. I just knew that she really didn't have no daddy that was giving her influence. But then her grandfather comes up. So she does have a grandfather, but at the end of the day, he ain't giving her no good advice because she wouldn't be out here just giving fellatio like it's a like government cheese or whatever. I don't know, that old saying, whatever. She just giving out fellatio like it ain't nothing to everybody. So I just knew that she wasn't getting poured into. So basically Keisha just we're having her and Justin to herself. So then her homegirl Chloe called her like, hey girl, what's poppin'? She like, hey Chloe, what's up girl? Chloe like, hey, I don't know what's going on with you and Justin. I thought he was a good dude, but he just hit me up and he said DM me, tell Keisha to talk to me. She's like, what's going on? So I think Keisha told Chloe that she tried to give him head or whatever. But she like, well, I know, she's like, well, girl, if you don't like him, if you don't want to talk to him no more, cool, I'll block him too. You my homegirl, so if you ain't messing with Justin, then I ain't messing with Justin. You feel me? But she said, I think you need to reconsider because he kind of cool. So come to find out, did Keisha go out with? Okay, so I'm just gonna skip this part because, like I said, it's kind of irrelevant. Because I think Keisha does go out with her grandpa, and then she meet up with her cousins and stuff. So Keisha meets up with her cousins on her daddy's side of the family, but the grandpa there though, they had some diner or some stuff like that. So Keisha's cousins come up and said, hey, what's up with you and Christian? So basically Christian is Keisha's ex-boyfriend. So he in high school, but he a good basketball player. You feel me? He's so good that he's people talking about recruiting him to the NBA. He that dude. You know what I'm saying? He little LeBron James or whatever. So come to find out, he was the one that taped Keisha giving him head. So Keisha was giving her boyfriend some head. He recorded. She told him to delete it. He lied and said he did. Now he done shared it to everybody. But for some reason, Keisha cousins don't know that. They like, girl, you need to hop up on him because, girl, he about to be in the NBA. You about to be that girl. Okay, once again, if you noticing, right, society be trying to convince us that we need a certain type of man. And I was triggered by Christian, okay, because I dated a Christian in 2023. He wasn't no ball player, but he was fine and he had lots of money and he traumatized me. He did me dirty. Now, like, he didn't take no videos, but when I tell you that this dude had me suicidal, I wanted to die. Like, I wanted to kill myself, y'all. Like, I was done so bad. And once again, they tell you, oh, go with the man with the money. He, this dude flashy. He in luxury foreign cars and You know, he up here wearing jewelry, he iced out, he that dude. So I'm like, oh, you know, I need to be with somebody like this. So I got my taste of a high value man. That was like, I had kind of dudes of that caliber like me, but this was the first time that I actually like dated somebody. And girl, like I told you, I was dating somebody like Christian with the attitude like Keisha. And Christian, like I said, because he's that guy, he's mean. He's a mean guy. He's an a-hole. The fact that he did that to her and humiliated her, you could just tell like he's a douchebag. So if you, and this is why God was telling you, like, if you're not healed, because this is the cold thing about it. I'm gonna put my notes down. With you, woman of God, there's the guy that God's gonna have from you, and there's the counterfeit that Satan is going to present in front of you. The reason why he's a counterfeit, because this guy, your kingdom spouse, is handsome. The counterfeit is handsome. The kingdom spouse guy got money and resources and family. The counterfeit got resources and family. His sex might be good. His sex might be good. So that's why you gonna have to heal, woman of God. You gonna have to get your ish together, because there's a counterfeit that's going to look just like your kingdom spouse. If you haven't met him yet, because you're receiving this word, Satan might throw this man in front of you. And you're going to have to use your discernment to know which is which. Okay? All right? Because one man is for God. Justin was gentle, tender, understanding. This man a whole demon. You feel me? So just through the grace of God, she met her counterfeit already and got the heck up out of here. And God was able to now present Justin to her. But I can't even imagine if she would have met both at the same time and not know who was who. Because I ain't gonna lie, Christian a little cuter than Justin. Justin cute, but Christian look a little better. So at the end of the day, woman of God, like I said, I'm like Keisha in that sense. Okay? Whereas I already dealt with my little counterfeit. So I'm like, okay, God. But that might not be your situation, so you're going to have to really pay attention to that. But Christian is what society going to tell you to get. Like, look at Cassie and Diddy up there. Oh, he Diddy. Oh, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to get the life, the status, and whatever. And you know what happened for Cassie, okay? Is she with anybody like Diddy? No, the man who loved her and not even on that level, but he loved her, and he a man of God. I don't know if he a man of God, but you know what I meant. So, you know what I'm saying, ladies, we're gonna have to discern. Not everything that glitters is gold. We don't. Oh, there you go. That's the message. Yes, your kingdom spouse is gonna have finance. He's gonna have status. He might even have fame. But God said that is not the reason why you should choose him. Don't choose him on that alone, because you're gonna mess around, be seeing somebody with a Mercedes or something and go for that and get dogged out, okay? You got to look at the heart. God said, look at the heart. Everything else is a bonus. Look at the heart. Everything else is everything else is a bonus, okay? So, Christian. So, we find out like he did the tape. So then second time, so she back talking to Chloe. After, you know, she went out with her people or whatever, Chloe told her like, hey, you know, Justin, no, as she's talking to Chloe, Keisha notices that Justin reached out to everybody that was in a kindergarten class and made them make a sign that says unblock Justin. And she's like, oh my God, like, this dude is creepy. I told him to leave me alone. And Chloe like, girl, I like that. I think that's cute. You tripping. So you could just tell how she's trying to run away from Justin, and he's like, no, you're it for me. Like, I'm ready to fight for you. I don't know. And Justin's so bomb. Justin saw the tape and all that, and he said, you know what? Fuck it. She did something. That was her past. I don't know the full story. My homeboy presented it to me. They might say this, but let me investigate for myself. Woman of God, unfortunately, people, like I told you, you gonna have some people gonna bring up your past to your future spouse, or you about to have some haters, baby. They might be your friends, they might be your family, I don't know, But you gonna have people who's gonna bring, Satan is gonna use his minions to bring up false accusations against you, so that your kingdom spouse don't deal with her. She a hoe. Don't deal with her. She don't know how to act. She nothing but trouble. They gonna be trying to throw all types of dirt on your name. Your kingdom spouse said, when, like I said, when the accuser go up to God and try to tell him about you, he said, "That's mine. I don't care what you got to say. That's mine. Get off her." Okay? So that's how Justin was coming through. I said, "Well, I love him." Okay? So anyway, make a long story short, and another thing too, like I told how your past gonna be circling. So now, once again, once your kingdom spouse come into your realm, your counterfeit gonna be activated. Your counterfeit gonna be minding his business with all the other counterfeit hoes. Saying gonna be like, "Hey, counterfeit, that girl over there about to meet her kingdom spouse. I'm gonna need for you to go over there and fuck some shit up." You know, oh Lord, sorry, work with me. So then, cause I'm not even gonna. Oh, so anyway, peep game. So Christian, right? He gonna come up. So Keisha running track. So she at school, she running track, right? And so it's this girl named Tammy on the track. It's always a hoe named Tammy, by the way. Anyway, so it's this girl named Tammy that's peeping Keisha out, talking crap to her. "Oh, when you hanging out with your white friends, Keisha?" You know, throwing light shade, not shady enough for you to get up and slap her, but just shade to let you know, like, okay, you know, this girl coming at me sideways, like, what's popping? So they running the track, boo. They doing the little practice run. You know, Tammy running, Keisha running. You know, Keisha, she a better star, so she running. She won the race. The coach telling Tammy, "Hey Tammy, you know you need to you know you gotta step up your game up." So Tammy mad because she competing with Keisha. Keisha not even paying Tammy no mind until so she go up to her like, "Hey Keisha, guess what?" Keisha like, "What?" "Tammy, I met up over the break. I met up with a guy named Christian, the basketball player, and he was running with us in the dunes, the sand dunes." "Oh, really? Oh, he had a message for you." So Keisha like, "Well, what he had to say?" Tammy like, "He said that you need to lose his number because I'm talking to him now, sweetheart." So that's why she was giving her shade. She like, oh, this, you know, and this is another thing I'm about to try to say, right? Everybody want to act like it's girl power and all that until, you know, it's a man like that in the mix. But you know what? I got a whole separate video for that. So she like, "Oh yeah, Keisha, you know, I'm talking to him now, what?" So this is the part where I didn't like, but you know, Keisha got an anger problem like I do, probably like how you do. So Keisha got mad that Tammy was talking smack, so Keisha run up on her while Keisha had her back turned. You know, while Tammy had her back turned, Keisha ran up on her, grabbed her hair, tried to swing, baby. She tried to knock her. She tried to knock if you buck on her. You know what I'm saying? Now, me personally, I was kind of like, okay, Keisha, like, why are you, like, I get it. I get it because you didn't like the fact that she disrespect you, but you just look like you fighting over your ex and you was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, we not fighting over no whoever. If you already met your counterfeit and you gone and he had on them hoes. Because like I said, my counterfeit, girl, when I was dating him, girl, I had that whole year, girl, I had been gotten into it with so many females behind him. So when you date men like that because of their status, you're gonna have women that's gonna come at you like that. But girl, if y'all not together and this in the past, let it be the past. Don't get that no energy. Cause now all she gonna do is go back and tell him. So Keisha got in trouble. The school called her mom. And Keisha now gotta do 40 hours of community service behind that. So so this is where it get cute. So I might have actually, okay, forget it. So going to that part, as she's going out of school, you know, she's coming home from school. School done let out. Girl, Justin done pulled up on her somehow. He went to the high school and she like, "Justin, what you doing here?" And girl, Justin, kingdom spouse, baby. Justin went up to her and said, "Look here. You know that scene in Why Did I Get Married when Marcus, you know, Michael J. White, Angela pulled up on his baby mama? He's like, "Look at here. You gonna, Keisha," and it's funny because her name was Keisha too. "Keisha, you gonna stop playing. You ain't gonna be hitting up my wife. You gonna let me see my kid. You gonna act right, okay? That's how Justin got at this, Keisha, but in a good way. He said, look here, I'm tired of you running away from me. Now, I don't know what's going on with you, but I saw the tape. Now, that was your past. I am your future. Now, whoever that guy was that leaked that tape when you did that to him, I am not him. Don't you ever compare me to him. I am not that man. I said, is this a man 16? He was talking like a 40-year-old girl. Justin put his motherfucker. Look, sorry, Jesus. Jesus, I'm sorry delivering this word. Girl, Justin put his foot down on her. He said, look, I am not that man from your past. Don't you ever compare me to him. I care about you. I want to get to know you. I don't care what you done did. Okay? Because the fact that you did that, maybe you was in a bad place. But I don't know. But you need to communicate with me. But all I know is that I like you. I want to get to know you. And I want you to be my woman one day. But we cannot do that if you block me. We cannot get to that level if you don't cooperate with me. Now that I made this speech, I want to give you the opportunity to decide if you never want to speak to me again, that's fine. I can let it go. But I want you to know that I want you. Okay? I want you. I said, Lord. I said, Lord, yes. I said, Lord, get it. I cried. Y'all. I said, woof. That man of God that you about to get, girl, that purity, that love, that he was just ready. He didn't have to be fixed. That man came. You see what happens when you already have that much love inside of you that it just overflow. Like you can't tell me that was what Russell told Sierra. He said he looked there. He said, God told me let me lead you. He said, baby, I don't care about what Future did. That's my child from now on. He just came in, put his foot down. I said, Lord. After that, I knew she was like, all right, I like you too. He like, okay, well, hit me up. So he go home. He get a text from Keisha. She like, look, I got a confession, baby. I had a crush on you the whole time. Since kindergarten, I had a crush on you. So Justin like, yeah. So he about to text her back. So now this is, once again, the world. Every time the kingdom spouse people get together, somebody in the world messes up. So come to find out, Justin went into his mama's computer, lied, made up a false excuse notice so he could get out, so he could go find Keisha. The mama found out, so she grounded him and took the phone. So after Keisha hit him up, he didn't even have a chance to text her back because the mom confiscated the phone for about a week. So now Keisha left on red, so she don't know if he want to mess with her again. So now she got anxiety because she don't know, because she insecure and self-sabotaging. So guys, that was episode 1, and I'm gonna try to every day we're gonna go down, break down each episode. I'm gonna give you my take, but I can cry, y'all, because like I told you, this woman is not Esther. This woman is not Naomi. This woman is not Rachel or whatever. This is a special woman. This is the Mary Magdalenes. These are the women who. These are the women with low self-esteem. This is for the woman who never thought she was pretty. This is for the woman who thought that she'll never have her husband or gave up on the idea, who made mistakes like Keisha. This is really beautiful. This is your season. And I want you to believe in it. And forgive me for cussing, y'all. But like I told you, like, y'all needed this word. God had been wanting me to step into this for a while, and I'm ready. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to fight, because y'all don't even know the mental and spiritual warfare I've been receiving. But I'm just going to let you know right off the bat, I am not one of them people whose whole channel is about to be about kingdom spouses and stuff. No, this is a very special message. So the fact that I'm doing this for y'all is really good. And I hope that you heal. I want you woman of God, you need therapy. You need therapy. You need to watch a lot of healing videos, trauma videos, so that way when you meet this man, you'll be ready, because he's ready. You're not. Yeah, it's you, woman of God. You're not ready. You're not mentally, emotional ready, and you're going to sabotage this man if you don't heal. Okay? He like you for you. It don't matter. And this is not, like I said, people who are under the Esther prophecy, it's about beautifying yourself. This, he gonna like you for you, no matter if you big, short. Like, this man gonna like you. Like, he's gonna be all for you. Just you in your entirety, all your flaws. If you want to work on your wardrobe, if you want to work on your weight loss, you can. But this I think what makes this so special, because like when Isaac saw Rachel, he was like, "Oh, she's beautiful." Esther got beautified. This is not that. This is a heart thing. Heart, heart, heart. His heart, your heart, heart of God. This is a heart thing. Stay tuned. I'm gonna be delivering more Kingdom War videos. I will continue to review Zeus Baddies. After Zeus Baddies Africa, that's it. I'm not doing no more, but God has called me to do that. Stay true, you guys. Love you. Bye.